My video is on mental health. I've never taken a video myself, and I'm a little sick, so just bear with me. And all my notes are on a piece of paper because they all printed out very wrong, so just bear with me again. Mental health includes our emotional, our psychological, and our social well-being. It affects how we think and how we feel and how we act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, how we relate to others, and how we make our choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. Below this video, there are going to be two URLs, and the two URLs that I chose are like amazing. One of them, like, you got to take a test, a true or false test, and it shows you how well you know about mental health. And then the other one shows like brain activity, the early warning signs, what mental health really is, and all the different kinds of it. To me, mental health, there's depression, there's anxiety, there's PTSD, there's ADHD, there's schizophrenia. The list goes on. I mean, I know we're not supposed to have personal opinions, but to me, I really don't believe ADHD is like a real mental health problem, just because there are so many people that have it that to the point you probably don't even know that they have it. It's not like a normal thing, but it's a normal thing. I'm gonna tell you the warning signs right off the sheet, just so I don't mess it up, because there are a lot. Early warning signs include eating or sleeping too much or too little. That is definitely true. People who have depression, they tend to sleep a lot. If you don't know that, then like it's true. Like, I have a couple of friends who have depression. They were always sleeping. That's how I kind of caught on to it. Pulling away from people in usual activities, having low or no energy, feeling numb or like nothing matters, having unexplained aches and pains, feeling helpless or hopeless, smoking, drinking, or using drugs more than usual. That to me is definitely a huge factor when it comes to mental health, just because you could have a normal person start getting addicted to drugs and alcohol and you won't even recognize them anymore. Their brain is just far gone, they're far gone, and it's like one of the worst things when that happens to you. I have had a few friends that like I thought were going to be in my life forever, and they chose drugs and alcohol, and now I don't even recognize them. Like, they're so out of it and they never know what's going on, and it's one of the crappiest feelings ever, just because when they are high and when they are drunk, they think like they're on top of the world, nothing can hurt them anymore. But it sucks because when they're sober, they don't know how to deal with anything anymore, just because they are so used to just not being sober. Feeling unusually confused, forgetful, on edge, angry, upset, worried, or scared. Yelling or fighting with family and friends. Experiencing severe mood swings that cause problems in relationships. Having persistent thoughts and memories you can't get out of your head. Hearing voices or believing things that are not true. That is schizophrenia. I personally do not know a lot about it. I wish I would have printed out the brain scan of it when I was doing research on this, because our brain, like a normal brain compared to schizophrenia, is just unreal to me. Like, I know people who have schizophrenia are like beyond smart though, but like I do have such a huge heart for those people, because they can't control what they see, they can't control what they hear, and it's hard to see people like that. Thinking of harming yourself or others, and the inability to perform daily tasks like taking care of your kids or going to work and school. Those are the early warning signs. Okay. On a website, like I said, there was a true or false thing where it tests you whether how much you know mental health, and I have one of them. There was a better one, but we'll just stick with this one and see what we know. Okay. It says, true or false, schools have a responsibility to help children with mental health challenges. That is true. Children are required to attend school. Public schools are required to provide education for all students, including those with disabilities. There are options for a child with mental health challenges who is having difficulty with school, including both informal and formal supports. An informal support can be attending a friendship group or having a check-in person. A formal support might include having a 504 plan or doing an evaluation for special education services. Some schools have school-wide initiatives to promote the mental health and wellness of all students. These might include positive behavior interventions and supports, social emotional learning, school-linked mental health services, bullying prevention, initiatives, trauma-informed care, and youth mental health crisis response services. If you did not catch all that, it is in the link below. I want to say there's like 11 other questions of true or false also in the link below that like teach you a lot. Okay. This is a normal brain, and this is a bipolar brain. I mean, I'm no brain expert, I'm no doctor, so I can't really tell you like frontal lobe, back lobe, like all that stuff. But you can obviously see there's a very big difference. We'll go up here more. Just because I think mental health is way more than like how people come off. I think it is way more than how we feel inside, how people look on the outside. It is definitely a mental thing, and I think that's why when people like the mass shooting that just happened at the school in Florida, like they think, oh, it's okay because he had something mentally wrong with him, and like his adopted parents and everything did say he had depression, like he did have guns in his room, like there were plenty of signs that showed like this kid was like not okay up there. And I bet if they make a brain scan of him, it'll show that his brain is very different from a normal person's brain. This one is a big one. Depression, not depression. Obviously, there is a very big difference. Someone who is depressed, like there are so many support systems. I could go on for hours about how it is so easy to talk to someone. I know at the time it feels like it is not easy, but like believe me, like it is. There are so many people, including myself, that you can talk to. There are tons of hotlines. There's just everything that you could possibly think of to help you out. This one relates to me a lot. I personally have PTSD. I used to be on medication for it almost a year and a half ago, but I have coped it with myself. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder, and long story short, I feel like it's just anxiety through the roof. You always are antsy, you always think the worst things. If you hear one thing, it could bring you back to how you felt that caused the PTSD. It's not fun dealing with. No mental health is actually fun dealing with. My last thing is ways to maintain positive mental health. They include getting professional help if you need it, connecting with others, staying positive, getting physically active, helping others, getting enough sleep, and developing coping skills. I am well over 7 minutes, so the 2 URLs are below this video. I would definitely check them out, especially if I went too fast or if you didn't catch something, because just in those 2 URLs I learned so much, way more than I thought I would just off of 2 websites. It shows you the brain activity, shows you a test, shows you how to cope with things, the warning signs, what mental health actually is, the list of mental health problems. They are 2 great websites, and definitely check them out. And that is what mental health is to me.